There we go.
It froze up.
It did freeze up. All right, we're recording. So hey,
Welcome to Wrestling School.
Wrestling School. This is The Logic presents Wrestling School, a brand new wrestling podcast that we are bringing to you. So was going to be live. Will be live from now on. Right? It's recorded.
Hopefully we'll be doing this weekly.
Hopefully.
The only Sundays we wouldn't be doing it would be on pay-per-view Sundays, most likely.
Well, we can do a pre-show.
Yeah.
We could do pre-show. So I am the logical one, John Wise. With me here is Billy. And then next to him is Dylan. I don't know if they want to say their last names or not. So
no, he's Baby Snorlax.
He's Baby Snorlax. So basically, to rundown of the show, first episode, we're going to do wrestling reviews, Raw, SmackDown,
Takeover, Money in the Bank, and
NXT.
a little bit of Dominion.
Yeah, I don't watch TNA, or what is it called now? Impact?
Global
Impact. I don't watch that because I don't have the station for it.
If you download the app for it, you can watch it.
Oh.
Which the app costs money, so.
No, I'm not going to pay money to watch TNA.
I don't do that either, so.
Also, I have a hard time finding Ring of Honor and New Japan, so you guys will probably be covering that mostly. But I think what I mostly want to do is I want to go over our issues with wrestling in general right now. And you want to do reviews and stuff of the new pay-per-views. I did catch most of Money in the Bank. I think I caught it during the Roman Reigns.
Oh, you came at the worst part.
Yeah, I did come at the worst part. That's probably why I didn't like the pay-per-view overall.
You missed a lot of good matches. They had some good matches.
I did watch a lot of the highlights of the previous matches, though. So where do we want to start? Are we going in order here, or
if we want to go in order of pay-per-views, Dominion would be first.
Dominion?
New Japan, Dominion. 4-hour show. I watched the matches I wanted to watch out of it. I liked it a lot. A lot of the titles changed hands, which the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles, I believe, is what they were. Is Desperado and Kununa retained them over Copenhagen 3K. The Never Open Championship was won by Michael Elgin, which is from here in Illinois.
Champaign?
I believe he's from Champaign, which is awesome.
Very cool.
The IWGP World Tag Team titles were won by the Young Bucks.
Love the Young Bucks. One of the best things ever happened to TNA, and then they left.
Yeah. Chris Jericho is now a 10-time Intercontinental Champion. He defeated...
Hey.
What?
You know what happens to people who don't cheer and like Jericho?
They make the list.
They make the list.
They make the list.
He's on the list.
He's always on the list.
Yep.
On everyone's list.
Except wanted list.
and the list of women. And Kenny Omega finally won the IWGP Heavyweight title from Okada, which this match here was by far their best match. But the whole thing, out of everything that happened, we finally got the Golden Elite, which is a club inside the Bullet Club.
So we have the Bullet Club,
and then we
have another club in the Bullet Club,
which is called the Golden Elite.
And they are one faction.
They are one faction.
But the Golden Club's like what? The leaders, the main.
The Golden Elite are the champions.
Oh, the champions.
Basically.
Okay, all right, I got you.
It sounds like Big Brother, where you have that alliance, and then you have that
secret
4-person alliance.
So
it's like the corporate ministry.
So is the Bullet Club essentially what Aces and Eights should have been?
Yeah.
Because Aces and Eights in TNA was a decent idea. It was a nice idea. And they ran with it for quite a while.
And they screwed it up.
I don't know how they did that, but the TNA managed to screw it up.
It's TNA.
Which, this is the thing that bothers me about TNA. It was good.
It used to be.
It was something
until Hogan came in.
Until Hogan and Bischoff came in, and he brought his people in.
And they changed it from the 6 side to the 4 side. It was amazing.
Well, then they go back to the 6 side.
And it's still bad.
But at that point, the damage was already done.
Mm-hmm. Well, they cut out the X division.
We're
getting off topic.
No, actually, no, we're not. We're not off topic at all.
TNA was amazing
up
until
great.
2009.
I loved TNA for a long time.
2009 is when it started, and it went quick.
So,
because you lost all the X division matches. They were basically just pushed under the rug by Hogan because he doesn't like cruiserweights.
No, he's all like the. There were some good things that came out of the Hogan era in TNA though. I loved Fortune.
Fortune was okay.
which was the TNA version of the Four Horsemen. You had Ric Flair, you had Bobby Roode, you had James Storm.
Yeah.
You had AJ Styles.
Yeah.
And
it was all for the former
and then you
champions.
had Zayn. No. What is his name? He was one of the most undercarded guys too.
I can't remember his name.
I don't remember his name either. But yeah, I mean, but Fortune was a really cool thing.
Beer Money was good.
I loved Beer Money.
And the Motor City Machine Guns.
Probably the best matches in TNA were against those two guys right there.
The Motor City Machine Guns and Beer Money were amazing matches.
I loved I want James Storm to actually come back and be a permanent fixture in WWE in the hopes that we get a Beer Money type tag team.
James Storm will never be back in WWE.
Now, he does remain friends with Triple H, though.
He will never be back, though. He can't perform like he used to be able to. He gained too much weight, and he doesn't want to lose it. In my opinion. Because he's he was in NXT for a while.
Was he?
Yeah.
Well, how long? I didn't see
like 4 matches.
That's not long.
Yeah. It's like the crap. I forgot what I was gonna say about TNA.
But I do.
The only cool thing recently that's happened with TNA has been the Broken Era with Matt and Jeff.
And then they no longer have Matt and Jeff.
Yes, that Matt and Jeff was like, bye.
I don't know. They don't even have EC3 anymore.
Nope.
He left.
EC3's in NXT now.
So they don't have any. Are there any wrestlers from the original TNA era still in TNA?
I believe Angelina Love is still there.
What about what is the Guardian, the Golden Angel? What is
Christopher Daniels? No, he's in ROH. Him and Kazarian are both in ROH.
Kazarian. That was it. That was the other.
Kazarian was
the other.
They're both in ROH. They're actually feuding in ROH right now with the Briscoes.
I like the Briscoes.
Yeah, Briscoes are awesome.
Briscoes are awesome. Now, are they actually related to Gerald Briscoe? No.
No.
Just happens to have the same name?
No, they just use the name.
Okay.
They're chicken farmers.
Well, I meant in reality. I thought maybe they might.
Really
I thought maybe they were related to the actual Briscoes.
Not that I know of. I don't do a lot of research on them.
I should have researched it. I've been wanting to. I just never.
I don't believe they are. So, but they've been using that name forever since I've known of them.
So what else we got?
Well, that's pretty much it for Dominion.
So what next pay-per-view would be?
Next pay-per-view would be Takeover.
Takeover, which
and
I
actually did reviews for this because some of us watched it. I got my score and my son's score.
Well, is there an NXT always an NXT pay-per-view before the main WWE pay-per-view?
Sometimes.
Like that weekend?
Most of the time,
because there was Takeover, then the following night was Money in the Bank.
Yes. And then
there was another pay-per-view, I forget what it was called, before WrestleMania.
Yeah, Takeover New Orleans.
Which was actually better than WrestleMania from what I heard. So.
Oh, no. If you are a main roster person, watch the main roster pay-per-view first, then watch NXT's pay-per-view.
And because you'll be disappointed in the main, and then be like, oh, that's
Takeover
better.
will put you up here.
They'll make you feel better about that.
Whoo! It's like basically you're just like, here, eat this dirt. And you'll see by my reviews and my 9-year-old's reviews.
And I've heard this countless times that NXT definitely has the better WWE product over Raw and SmackDown.
Oh, yeah. It's because
Triple H runs out. Yeah,
Triple H runs it. Talk, dude. You're just sitting there.
I don't watch NXT.
But you've heard of NXT.
I've heard of NXT.
You've heard people talk about
very
NXT.
little, but I'm not. I don't watch it.
I will get you hooked on NXT, dude.
Now
the Velveteen Dream is the man.
Now you would know. Ricochet is in NXT now.
Yes, he is.
And he came from Lucha Underground.
He's Prince Puma.
Prince Puma, and he was my favorite wrestler in Lucha Underground too.
Yeah, Prince Puma from Lucha Underground actually made his way over, and he actually made his debut in the North American Championship ladder match versus with Adam Cole, which that match was amazing. Undisputed Era for life. I don't care. I love Undisputed Era.
Has he had to change his wrestling style?
No.
No? Awesome. So hopefully he never becomes a main roster wrestler, or he will have to change his...
Oh, no. They will never change him.
Okay. So now he's on NXT, or is he in 105 or 205 Live?
No, he's NXT.
Okay.
He doesn't make 205. He's like 230 pounds.
Because there was rumor that they were going to put him in 205 Live, because 205 Live, I guess, is kind of tanky.
No, it's actually since they brought in Rockstar Spud from TNA, it's been going back up.
Okay, I don't know who Rockstar Spud is from TNA.
He was basically the guy that ran around with EC3. He was like the general manager.
And
with Dixie Carter.
I can't remember his name. He was TNA. He was kind of a bumblehead. And And then they made him serious in a suit, and then he's a bumbleheaded guy. And he had this big beard. He was like their Daniel Bryan.
Eric Young?
Is Eric Young still around there in NXT?
Okay, we will get to that. We will get to that.
I like Eric Young.
Okay, basically now Eric Young is in a group called Sanity. That was started off in NXT.
Okay.
They are now on the main roster.
They're on what, SmackDown?
On SmackDown.
They're on SmackDown. Oh.
And Sanity on NXT, you need to. This is why I tell you guys to watch NXT. It is.
We have the show now. I have a reason to actually sit down and watch it.
Go back and watch War Games. NXT had a War Games. With
WWE brought back War Games?
Yes.
For NXT?
For NXT.
WCW War Games.
Yes, 2 rings, all caged in.
Oh, wow.
All caged in, 3 teams. You had the Authors of Pain, Sanity, and the Undisputed Era. And it was amazing. Killian Dane, love Killian Dane. He's a big dude, looks like Dylan, except for he's like 6'8", and weighs like 380 pounds. That dude flies like a cruiserweight.
And one more question before we continue.
No
Who is this skinny kid dressing like Hulk Hogan? I've seen.
That is Velveteen Dream. That is Patrick from Tough Enough. That Hogan bashed on, told him he had to be humble. Told him to be humble. He got cut. 3 days later, Hogan got fired for the tape coming out. I'm not saying what he said because I don't.
We know what he said.
And
tape's on YouTube. So you want to know what he said? You can watch it on YouTube.
At this last takeover, he came out dressed in Prince Puma tights. He had on Prince Puma tights. Velveteen Dream did, and a Hulk Hogan boa.
And the shirt.
Yes, the Hulk Hogan boa at this.
And he did the.
Yeah, he did everything. It was amazing. The match itself, which we'll get to.
And he's good then.
Oh, he's homegrown. He's homegrown. He's 24 years old.
Nice.
And he's the homegrown NXT talent.
See, NXT I'm trying to catch up on with him
well, the first match.
I'm a Raw SmackDown guy. He's a more Alexa Bliss love guy.
Yeah, he's. I love the Women's Revolution, by the way, but
it's great. This is the best the women's division has been in years.
Oh yeah,
probably ever actually.
With takeover. First match was the tag team titles, which was the Undisputed Era,
move up if you guys want.
Undisputed Era for life. I don't care. Versus Lauren and Birch. Great tag team match. Lorcan and Birch, not many people heard about them. They fought in, what tournament was it? I'm blanking on the tournament they were in together. But they fought against each other, had a feud, became a tag team. They're a really good tag team.
Kind of like what happened with Cesaro and Sheamus.
Yes, basically the same type of thing. But with Undisputed Era, since Fish has been out, O'Reilly and Roderick Strong defended the titles. Yes, Roderick Strong is now with Adam Cole, Fish and O'Reilly, so now you have the actual Undisputed Era. And it's awesome. You have to go back and watch the other pay-per-view before Takeover New Orleans to understand how it all happened. But I gave it a 5 stars. I gave that tag team match a 5 stars. So did Blake, my son. Gave it a 5 stars. It's that good. Undisputed Era retained the titles.
It's that damn good.
And then the second match. And the Undisputed Era Lorcan, the tag team match was 16 minutes. It was a 16-minute tag team match, but it felt longer because it was that good. It just like that. You blinked and it was over. Ricochet and Velveteen Dream was the second match. I gave it a 4.1. My son gave it a 5. I'll just say now my son just gave it a 5 straight down.
And this was TakeOver.
Yes, this was TakeOver.
I get to watch TakeOver.
Ricochet and Velveteen Dream, like we were talking about, the entrances were awesome with Velveteen Dream. It ended. Ricochet ended up winning. The match itself was 22 minutes long. That's a long time. There were very little rest holds.
If you go back and watch Lucha Underground with when Ricochet was Prince Puma, he had, I believe it was almost an entire episode.
Yeah, it was an
Iron Man match against Johnny Mundo.
Yeah.
Or was it Johnny Mundo? No, it was who was the Ryback looking dude that they got in there?
Morto.
Well, it was Morto.
It was Morto.
Lord.
El Morto.
El Morto.
Yeah.
He's cool. Their version of Undertaker, basically.
Yeah.
He was a really cool guy.
I liked him.
Did they ever bring back Blue Devil?
I don't think so.
Blue Demon Jr.?
I don't think he's been back. But the way the match ended was awesome. Velveteen Dream was on one side of the road. You know how Shane McMahon does that coast-to-coast crap?
Coast to coast. Classic.
He's too old to do that crap. Velveteen walked out on the ropes and delivered an elbow drop from one side of the ring to the other to Ricochet. Ricochet moved at the last second.
Ouch.
And bounced up on the top rope and did a 630 senton bomb. What just happened?
I think we're still recording. Un momento por favor. There we go. We're still going.
So basically, a 630 senton, he goes around and around and around and lands on him, like you know how Samoa Joe does the senton when he just jumps, like that. And it is vicious, and it's quick. Like Neville was fast at throwing them moves. He makes Neville look slow.
You brought up Neville.
But I gave it a 4, the match of 4, because I wanted Dream to win. Shayna Baszler and Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross is the other member, Sanity. It started off with Nikki Cross and just looking at Shayna Baszler, and she got in her head. Shayna Baszler she's part of the 4 Horsemen in UFC with Ronda Rousey and the other 2. I don't know. And her finisher is a chokehold. Nikki Cross started the match off by turning her back on Baszler, putting her arms out saying, "Put it on me."
And she did.
No. She'd come running up and she'd turn around and freak her out. But the way the match ended, Shayna got it on her finally. They were sitting down like this. She had her choking her out. Nikki Cross was smiling. She was smiling the entire time she was locked in until she passed out. I was like, that chick is nuts. I love her. It's like her best match. Today, I think, is her last woman standing match against Asuka, which was great. What did that say?
Anyone can see what you do online.
I bet they can. I bet they don't want to.
That's disturbing. And I gave it a 4. The match itself was 10 minutes long. The only reason I gave it a 4 because it was only 10 minutes.
Okay.
But the ring psychology in the match was great. This is the lowest rated one because it should have never taken place. I got nothing against Lars Sullivan and Aleister Black. I like Aleister Black. But it basically looks like... I'm trying to think of a good way to explain this because I like Aleister Black. Like a tattoo parlor and Hot Topic threw up, and that's Aleister Black. But his entrance, I love his entrance. I love his style.
What was the rating?
A 3.5.
Right. What we got next?
But Aleister Black ended up retaining. But he had to hit his finisher on 3 times, which is the Black Mass, the spinning heel kick. The last match, and this is the second time they've had this, was a Chicago street fight between Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Wrestling Gargano. The highlight of this match was they were out on the arena, on the ramp. They went over to like the electro boxes and stuff like that. Ciampa had Gargano's arm, pulled off his wedding ring, spit on his ring, threw it. Gargano
threw it where?
Just threw it. He just chucked the ring. Nobody knows where it went. So I don't think it was his real wedding ring, but it's just the premise of it. Gargano flipped him around and powerbombed him to the floor from 15 feet in the air. I was like, holy crap. They got back in the ring. Ciampa removed the mat. He removed everything. And you've seen the 2x4s. And he spiked Gargano on them 2x4s. And that's how he got the win. And it's like, I gave a 5-star because the psychology of that match, the way that it's been going on. But to get the whole feel for that match, you have to watch TakeOver New Orleans.
Fair enough.
But overall, the whole pay-per-view was a 4-2, in my opinion.
Alright.
It's very good.
What do we got next?
Money in the Bank.
Hey, I actually watched most of this.
So
What did I miss? Like 3 matches?
No, did you see Bludgeon Brothers in the Club?
Yeah.
That was the kickoff room.
Okay.
So, did you see that one?
I heard it wasn't that great.
I listened to it while I was cooking in the next room.
I heard it wasn't that great. The highlight I saw, it wasn't that great.
I wish they would push the Bullet Club more.
I do too.
The Club. Sorry.
The Club. With Finn Balor.
And AJ now.
Is he really? Yeah, I think he's officially a part of it.
Yeah, he's part of it. He's him and AJ, and AJ and Finn, and
because they're not
Gallows
even on
are
the same brands right now.
not right now, not yet. I have nothing against the Wooden Brothers. I like them.
I like them, but I really they
need to be in a feud with somebody like the Authors of Pain.
They brought in the club, and
have done nothing with them.
No.
And that's the main. That's our main. That's all of our. I think main gripe with the main roster. Great tag teams. Do something with them.
Great tag teams, great wrestlers overall, and they're not.
They oversaturate the same crap, which we're gonna get to with Bryan and Cass. Love Daniel Bryan. Glad he came back. If you don't know, Big Cass got fired.
The night after Money in the Bank,
he would not listen to what he was told to do.
Well, that was that was kind of the straw that was the straw that broke the camel's back. There was a lot of backstage stuff with Cass.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I didn't agree with, and we won't get into all politics. He wasn't a big supporter of the president. He was a big supporter of the president. A lot of the backstage people are not. That was a big part of it. But the straw that broke the camel's back was during the promo with the Daniel Bryan midget.
Little people.
The Daniel Bryan midget and Big Cass.
I thought John has the right to say that.
He's over 5'5".
I'm a giant midget, damn it. He was only supposed to kick him once.
He wasn't supposed to kick him at all.
He was supposed to smash. He was supposed to hit him.
He's just supposed to push him down.
Yeah, okay, he was supposed to hit him, push him down. But the little person wanted to be attacked. He wanted the business. And Cass was like, I'm all for it. Backstage said, no, push him, that's it. And he went into business for himself. He pushed him, he took the push him, he beat the crap out of him, they wanted. It didn't listen to the back, and that was basically it. You can't follow orders, then you can't be here.
Which I gave the Bludgeon Brother match, the kickoff show, I gave it a 2-star.
Kickoff show?
No, some of the kickoffs are really good.
Yeah, I meant this one.
Some of the kickoff matches, like, why is this the kickoff match?
Yeah, like any of them with the Usos in it.
What bothers me is when they have a title match, a main title match, like Intercontinental US, on a kickoff instead of the main show.
Daniel Bryan and Cass, I gave it 2. Which, the tag team title match, Blake gave a 0. Big Cass, he gave it 2. And you know how he loves Daniel Bryan and Big Cass.
He liked Daniel Bryan and Big Cass.
And he gave that a match 2. Bobby Lashley and Sami Zayn. I could care less about this match.
No, everybody could care less about this match.
That would have been,
Nobody wanted Lashley back.
No, it's not that he's back. It's just this is not the person to feud him with.
Oh, I didn't want him back.
I have no problem with Lashley. I have no problem with Lashley.
I think he's a talentless joke, honestly.
Not anymore. No, he actually can cut promos. He can actually do this stuff.
He's improved himself.
Oh yeah, he's been in TNA for the past 6 years doing this, getting better. He can actually do this stuff now and wrestle now.
What's really sad is, he still didn't look like he had much of a personality.
He does. He does.
Compared to Zayn, he didn't have much.
Zayn
is Mr. Personality.
Zayn makes Chris Jericho look like a rookie sometimes.
I love Zayn, and I understand why Zayn lost this match, by the way. And I understand why, because we found out I think it was the next night or Tuesday night, that Zayn's going to be out the rest of 2018 because of shoulder injury. Yep. He's going to have an operation on it.
That's why he lost.
I don't know.
I'm going to miss Douche Sammy. I liked face Sammy. I love Douche Sammy.
I liked face and heel Sammy. I really did.
But I gave it a 2. My son gave it a 0.
And that's why Lashley rolled over him. Bulldozed over him. What was the next match?
This match was the second highest rated match on the card. It's a 4 with Seth Rollins and Elias.
Now, this was the one I wish I would have watched.
It was a great match.
That's what I heard.
Overall.
Oh my gosh. He did the Macho Man elbow drop to him.
And we had a hint of Rollins possibly turning heel again in this match, where he pulled the tights.
Yeah, he pulled the tights.
And then he did it the following night on Raw, and it backfired on him. And now he's got this whole, that was my fault.
Yeah.
And that's a sign of a heel turn. I'm sorry, it's always a sign
He's not going to turn heel.
I think he'll turn heel.
He's not going to turn heel.
I can see him turning heel. He's better as a heel.
But Rollins ended up retaining, but ended up losing it the next night to Dolph Ziggler.
I'd have liked Ziggler won it. I would have liked to have seen McIntyre finally get his deal.
Well, we'll get to that when we get to Raw. I'll tell you my theory on that. Women's Money in the Bank match. I gave it a 4-5.
I heard this was a really good match.
It was really good. The only thing that upset me, I'm glad Alexa won. I'm happy with that.
I'm really happy. That
Becky, actually, you could see.
I'm also upset that Becky didn't win.
No, this is what
I am
upsets
upset
me.
with that too, but you see, Becky just needed to take that one last step, and she would have won it.
No, she had the carabiner open, had the briefcase, and was lifting it up, and then looked around like, "Oh crap, I'm not supposed to win this." You've seen that look on her face, like, "Oh crap, what am I doing?"
That?
Yes, I know, dude. I see stuff like that.
I would have.
I didn't notice
If
that.
I was her, I would have said, you know what? They're
Screw it.
not doing anything with me right now anyway.
Well,
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do it, and either one or two things going to happen. They're going to roll with it, or
I'm gonna get fired.
I'm going to get fired. If I get fired, great. I can go somewhere else like Ring of Honor, which will be a lot more appreciated as a wrestler.
Well, when we get to SmackDown, we'll see what they did. They did good by it.
And I want to notate that I'm not wrestling illiterate. I'm WWE illiterate for the last couple of months for the simple fact that they're just putting out a shitty product. And we'll get into that here. And I am going to start watching Raw and SmackDown again. I am going to watch, and it's basically because now we have this wrestling channel, I really need to keep up.
The only thing I really don't keep up on is 205.
Nobody watches 205. That's
No, well,
why...
I was, and it's getting better. I'm gonna be watching United Kingdom tournament when I get home.
Okay. Well, you can be our 205 guy.
It's like my picks for the thing. I wanted Lana to win the match.
Really?
Because I wanted Mr. and Mrs. Money in the Bank.
You wanted Rusev to win the mail-in.
That way you had Mr. and Mrs. Money in the Bank.
They're not going to do anything with that. They're not. Their push that they had is done.
Okay, worst match of the night. By far.
Not a surprise.
Roman Reigns and
Jinder Mahal.
Nothing against Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal made Reigns look good.
No, Reigns made Mahal look good. I'm not a bit. I like Leaky, and yes, I'm calling you Leaky. If you're watching, yes.
Why Leaky?
Because he cannot keep anything a secret whenever he cuts a promo. Can never. If he was gonna win, he had the biggest poop-eating grin, like he was just like, tasty sandwich. All over his face. He's had that since the Indies.
I don't know. Jinder Mahal, for the most part, I've never thought he could wrestle.
Jinder Mahal, when he was with Heath Slater, couldn't wrestle for shit.
No, and then he went and got jacked.
And then he was awesome after that.
Well, he got jacked because, hey, Vince likes jacked guys. If I'm jacked, maybe I'll get a push, which he did.
And the same thing with Drew McIntyre.
But McIntyre can freaking wrestle.
Yeah. But this is I gave it a 0. My boy, who loves Roman Reigns, gave it a 0.
And this is...
But it's bad when the crowd is like, yeah, we're expecting this is awful, this is boring chants. But that was happening.
But they're chanting LO... Didn't they do LOD chants?
They were doing LOD chants. The loudest one that they had was Johnny Gargano chants. They wanted Johnny Gargano to come out and save this match. And I don't think Johnny Wrestling could have saved this match.
No.
But yeah, when you have your Chicago crowd, mind you, one of the best wrestling crowds in the nation, the people have spoken.
Yeah.
They don't want Reigns. They don't like Reigns.
No, it's not Reigns.
It's not that. It's not Reigns' fault. He's
trying. He is doing a lot
I'm
better.
sorry. I was at the
Yeah, we just started moving. I'm like,
my bad.
Reigns was at the top a few years ago when he almost beat Brock Lesnar for the championship, and before Seth Rollins cashed in and won it behind. And the fans were behind him then. He was at the peak then.
But
he's dropped since then.
It's because it's being forced.
But it wasn't forced then.
No. What the problem with
now
it is
it's being forced, and people don't want. People have realized, oh wait, this guy's better. We like him more. This guy's better. Reigns can't cut Reigns promos have gotten better.
No, the only reason Reigns promos got better is because he's
following script.
He stopped following the script.
Oh.
He said, "Screw this! I'm doing what I want."
Well, so his promos have gotten better. Then.
Yes, but with Reigns and Mahal has the potential. I'll take it back. He had the potential. He's got a new gimmick on SmackDown. It's
I saw that.
Well, it's awesome. He basically turned into Big Country from Business and Gravy. What was that team? The bell rings and he goes all freaking psycho.
Oh,
but he goes transcendent.
Yeah.
Transcendent. But the next match was the SmackDown Women's title with Carmella and Asuka.
I liked this match up until the end.
I gave it a 3. My son gave it a 2.
I thought it was a really good match. I thought it was a solid match.
Yes.
And then in typical WWE style, they can't just have a good solid match. They have to ruin it by some stupid ending.
Well, with Ellsworth showing up, I'm sorry if you're spoiled.
Surprise!
Ellsworth showed back up. I would have been happier with a disqualification than Carmella getting a clean fall. Yes, Asuka has been pinned.
Asuka has now been pinned twice. Once, by the way, by Carmella, of all people.
No, I've got nothing against Carmella. She's getting better.
She is getting better.
She's getting a lot better.
But not on Asuka's level.
Not on
She should not have pinned Asuka.
That's just what I said. I'm not happy.
When Flair pinned Asuka, I was okay with it because Flair is at the caliber, whatever. She made her
won.
Tap.
Nobody was happy about that anyway.
I wasn't happy about it, but Flair it was on that same caliber as Asuka, so it was believable. When you have somebody like Carmella clean pinning Asuka,
with one kick,
just to do it, not only does that ruin and tarnish the reputation that Asuka had previously, but now it's going to be okay. So who's going to pin her next? Ellsworth.
Well, with Asuka's record,
he's close to a woman.
That's the closest thing we're going to get to a cross match.
So, wasn't happy with
No
that
chin
match
music.
either.
I can't wait to see no chin music. The next one was the I Quit match the last man standing match between Styles and Nakamura,
which was the best match out of the 5 they've had so far.
And this is the last one right here.
I kind of hope
this is the last one. Nakamura's not challenging AJ for the title anymore.
I hope so.
And we'll get to that when we get to SmackDown because I'm so happy. Styles won. It was a great match. I gave it a 4. My son gave it a 3.
Again, a lot of people are upset because Nakamura did not win the title.
He needed to win. He did not need to win, but
She's been giving too big of a push.
Too fast.
But here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
Ronda has stated that she didn't want the push. They said, don't worry. We're not giving you the title. We're not giving you, it's to, I guess it was to further...
to make Nia look good?
No.
Really?
It was to put... It was supposed to make Rousey look good enough for WrestleMania next year, because the rumor is the main match, women's match at Mania is going to be Rousey against Flair.
Oh, jeez.
Which there was hinted at.
No.
This past year.
Well, the whole match was a great match. Nia's super stiff on her, which I loved. I love Nia. I love my women's like that. But
what, stiff?
Yes. Makes it fun.
So you like them with?
I like it when they fight back. I like it when they fight back.
He likes them with big. Yeah.
I like my booties, okay?
Oh, that's what I was talking about.
I like my booties. But the match was good. Ronda almost had her in the armbar. Alexa came in,
cashed in Money in the Bank. That same night she won Money in the Bank.
And the only other person to do that was to cash in their Money in the Bank. Who's the only other person to do that?
That was Rollins did that.
No.
No. Rollins did it on WrestleMania.
Oh, no, Punk did it.
Nope.
Or the Punk. I can't remember his name now. I'm drawing a blank.
How do you not know his name? He cashed in on Rey Mysterio.
I should know this.
You should know
I
this.
should know this. I feel bad for not knowing this.
Kane.
Okay, I did not know this.
Kane won. Kane made a cash in on Mysterio. How do you guys not know that?
I should have known that.
It's like, we knew that he was going to do it
I
because
should have known it.
it was Rey Mysterio. Of course Kane's going to cash in as soon as he gets done with the match.
Bad John. Hit John. Hit John. Bad John.
Bad John. For that.
Wow. Ooh, kinky.
And the final match. Oh, I'm sorry. I gave that one a 3.5. Damn it. That one. Last one was the men's Money in the Bank, which should have gone on longer.
I actually did miss that match. I don't know why I missed that match.
You're not spoiled on it. You know who won.
I know who won.
Braun Strowman won, which he does not need it.
I thought it was cool.
He does not need it.
He does not need it, but now there's no one else to dispute him for #1 contender.
Well, he already was.
He already was, but then someone else has a contract, and so you have 2 #1 contenders.
My thing is there were way too many fucking people in that match.
No, it was perfect. I loved the way it was. My wife wanted Finn. I wanted Joe to win the title.
I would have liked to have seen Finn. See, I would have been okay if Joe won.
I have no problems with Braun winning.
But he needs to keep his ass off the injured list.
Who?
Samoa Joe.
He hasn't been on the injured list in a long time.
He's been on the injured list for a while.
He
just came back.
Let me rip your plantar muscle in your foot and see how much you can walk.
And before that, he got injured and was out.
No, he wasn't. It was plantar foot. That was it.
He's got the Ahmed Johnson syndrome.
No. Joe's good. But the whole match...
But I like Joe. I love Joe. When Joe came into WWE, I was ecstatic. I loved Samoa Joe.
He started off in NXT, and it was a great match in
NXT. In general, NXT.
But
yeah.
When Braun was laying on the table, and everybody's directing traffic, and they told Kevin to get up on that ladder, Kevin knew what was coming when Braun got up, because there was no time for him to get down. And it was like a 30-foot ladder?
Yeah.
Gotta love those ladders.
He got up there, Braun grabbed him, and just smiled and hooked him off the ladder. Like a dwarf he is. Whee!
Little person.
The only song that was going through Kevin Owens' head at the time was "I Believe I Can Fly."
So was that Kevin Owens' imitation of another? Never mind. That's bad. Bad joke. Bad joke. Scratch it. Scratch it.
He flew like a rock.
And rocket?
No.
Never mind. Stop it. Stop it. That's nothing to joke about.
Okay.
That is nothing to joke about. I am sorry. That was in poor taste. That's not funny. I loved Owen Hart. He was an amazing wrestler. Should never happened. Continue.
Why do you think I wasn't going there?
I did though.
But the overall... Poor Owen.
Not funny. Not funny.
It's been more than 20 years. It's okay.
It's not funny. It's not funny.
It's been more than 20 years.
We
should
not be
jokes
making
about Jared from Subway. It's okay.
Jared's fine. But this is a tragic accident that happened to an awesome, beloved wrestler, and we should not be joking about it. Not a good impression for a first episode.
But the overall for this pay-per-view, I gave it 3.
And probably the last episode after that.
No. But the overall for this pay-per-view, I gave it 3. You can watch it. You don't have to watch it. Okay, on to Raw. Opened up with Ronda Rousey and Alexa Bliss. And Alexa just pushing them buttons like little baby Alexa does.
But she was right.
Pushing them buttons. She's good at it too. Just like, hey, guess what? I'm going to poke you some more. I'm going to poke you some more. And then called her an overhyped rookie. She started getting beat with the briefcase by Ronda, which looked okay. And then poor baby Angle.
So Raw opened up with 2 women poking buttons.
Yes. And poor baby Angle was in the ring.
It was a 3-way.
And got dropped on his head. Poor baby Angle.
It was
And it was just like, this is her briefcase swings at Angle. No! No! Stop it! No!
Yelling at him, I thought you were my friend.
Yeah.
Let me do this.
But then the refs came in, and she thrust kicked that referee.
Oh, God.
Holy crap, that guy probably had a broken rib.
Yep.
She straight up thrust kicked that dude.
I saw those the highlight video of those.
And then it went on. I'm only doing some of the matches. Was like 10 matches.
The highlights. Wait, they actually had 10 matches on Raw?
There was we're gonna get. I got like 6 of them wrote down here, and there was more than that.
Wow.
I'd already mentioned some during Money in the Bank, like the Seth Rollins and Ziggler match.
Which Seth Rollins lost the title. Dolph Ziggler. Okay, to get to this, was it Dolph Ziggler? What I'm seeing happening. Dolph Ziggler is a transitional champion. He has always been a transitional champion.
Which is sad.
And it sucks because he's a great worker. He does great on the mic.
He's a great heel.
Dude, when you see him live, he's really amazing.
Oh, yeah.
He did a 450 flip, and then...
Oh, yeah.
Ziggler is one of those guys who I'm
Tyler Breeze.
always upset that he's just not being treated.
Not being used.
No.
I see McIntyre turning on him and taking the title off of him. I can see that happening.
I kind of saw McIntyre kind of being Ziggler's Nia Jax.
Basically.
what they need to do is.
But I do love that Claymore zigzag finisher. Oh, it's so cool.
Definitely need to use Ziggler as a pushing tool for McIntyre. Because McIntyre really got hosed last couple times he's been there.
Well, no, in NXT he was a champion.
Exactly.
He was amazing. I love McIntyre.
I do too. I have from the moment he was noted as the one.
Yeah, the chosen one.
The chosen one. And they did nothing with him.
Well, when he first came back, and Ziggler and him faced against Rhino and Slater.
Right.
And Slater walked out and he goes, "What's up, baby?" And he just kicked him straight in the teeth. I was like, "Oh!"
Well, that's right, because those who forgot, McIntyre and Mahal and Slater were 3MB.
Yeah.
So.
Well, McIntyre was also around way before that, though, too.
Oh yeah,
he was way before that too. But
that was his last stint.
That was his second time in. Going on, Kurt Hawkins.
Oh God, go away.
I got kids.
No, that's
Heath Slater.
Kurt Hawkins, dude. Seriously, I love you, man.
No, you don't. Don't lie.
He's over 200 losses now, in a row.
I felt bad for those tacos.
Yes. You know what, Baron Corbin? I hate you for that. How dare you ruin tacos for everybody?
I do like the new Baron Corbin.
What do you mean? They just put another dude in a suit because he can't wrestle.
No.
He can't wrestle.
Baron Corbin was dominant in NXT.
I have no doubts about that. But
Go back
main roster,
they didn't push him right. That's why. But
I like his new.
Gave him a suit, just like Triple H.
I like his new gimmick.
Yes, his new gimmick is. I like. See, no, if he's gonna be called the Constable, he needs to come out with them 1800 English bobby suits of the cops swinging a nightstick and whistling.
That's not. But no, I do like his new gimmick. But the problem is his gimmick was never the problem. His gimmick was fine. It was the fact that
he was a major ass.
Professionally and behind the scenes, he's an ass.
I don't know about.
And the fact I read all. And the fact that
it wasn't just that. There was something. There was another show before he came on. I forget what it was called though. It was on network. It was about a whole bunch of new wrestlers that were on NXT. I forget what it was called though. And he said, "Yeah, I'm a major asshole."
Yeah. Well, as long as
at least he admits it.
But
I do like his. I didn't give a kick about his new gimmick.
Hawkins lost the match to Bobby Roode, who needed the easy win.
And Bobby Roode is somebody who I wish they would make up their mind. I don't know if they're going to push him or not.
Well, right now he's
they tried giving him a push with Braun Strowman until he shit himself.
Yeah, you know what? I would do the same thing. What you gonna do, big man? Boom! Breaks that ladder. No, I'm going to. Screw this. I'm done. No. I'm just no. Bye.
But I really like Bobby Roode. I've liked again since TNA. Bobby Roode was.
I would love Beer Money to come back.
Beer Money will come back,
but it's not gonna happen.
But I just keep. I like the
glorious
Bobby Roode.
Yeah, I just wish that song stuck in my head.
I just wish they'd put a title on him and stick with it.
Yeah.
Give him an actual run with the freaking title.
I gave
instead of a Flair cosplay.
Yeah, the Seth match I gave a 4. Seth and Ziggler match I gave a 4. Roode and Hawkins I was being generous and gave it 2. Because it was just like, oh wow, that was still. Except for it's still better than the Jinder Mahal and Roman Reigns match. That's bad.
Not really.
Next up we had Slater and Rhino versus the leaders of World. I don't mind this gimmick between Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt.
I love it, actually.
It's pretty cool.
I do.
I like them as a tag team, but I don't like Matt Hardy by himself with Woken.
Why?
Why?
I don't like it.
I love Broken Matt.
I love Woken Matt Hardy.
Go back and watch TNA when they did the whole Broken thing.
Yeah. My only thing is, and they won't do it because they're trying to give Jeff a push. That's fine. But my thing is, I really wanted Woken Matt and Woken Jeff together.
Brother Nero?
Brother Nero.
Oh, okay.
I really wanted them together. But the fact that they substituted Jeff with Bray Wyatt, because Bray Wyatt needs that push again, because they weren't doing anything with him.
No, he had those
they weren't
little
doing
petty rivalries.
Exactly.
With Randy Orton and who?
I mean,
Who's been the other one?
This is a guy who this is the guy who was supposed. This was the guy who was supposed to be the next Undertaker, and they've shied away from that completely.
Oh yeah. Well, the next match was Chad Gable, which I wish they would do something with him because he is amazing.
They are doing something with him.
Versus Jinder Mahal. No, when you have a guy your size, 5'7", 5'8",
I wish I was that tall.
grabs somebody the size of Jinder Mahal,
He's like 6'5",
6'6", almost 207 pounds.
That was brutal to watch.
He picked him up, gut wrenched him off the ground, and German suplexed him. Straight up deadlifted this man like he was a toddler.
Gable has natural born talent, and they're not doing anything with him.
He does.
But this is where we got the new Tranquil.
Wasn't he?
Jinder Mahal.
What was wrong with him teaming up with?
Shelton Benjamin?
No, it was he teamed up with
Kurt Angle's fake black son.
Kurt Angle's son.
My fake black son. I love my fake black son.
What happened to that? What happened to that team? Why did
people
they
are not stupid?
People aren't.
I mean, he carried that team. Chad Gable. He carried that team. But they were a decent team.
They were a decent team,
American
but the reason why
good.
they split was because they needed to have that my fake son bullshit with him, with Dude and Kurt.
Yeah, that my fake black son.
They do look a little like that.
No, they don't.
Only the ears. Only the ears and the bald heads. That's about it.
Oh, they got kind of like the forehead thing going.
Okay, just because they're both bald doesn't mean they have the same forehead.
That's almost saying that Chad Gable was, when he did the whole thing with Daniel Bryan, that Daniel Bryan was his dad. And Daniel Bryan came out saying, "Oh, look, I'm your dad." Chad Gable's like, "You're 3 years older than me. You're not my dad." But I gave the match a 3 just because Gable's awesome. Next up, we had Banks and Bayley versus the Riot Squad, which the Riot Squad won the match.
I like the Riot Squad.
Banks attacked Bayley.
I only like
not
Morgan,
once, but twice.
Banks did.
I like Liv Morgan.
Well, no, I actually like. I dig the Riot Squad, and if you go back, they actually.
Ruby's carrying that team.
Ruby
looks like a Tengu warrior from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie.
Now she knows how to fight.
She does, but she does.
That means she knows how to poof
into
a puff
here's
of
the thing.
feathers.
I don't know if it's probably on the WWE Network, but I saw it on YouTube. There was a story about her story growing up and learning the ropes, if you will. Where she started in Indiana, like Evansville, Indiana, and that, and she went back and she went to where her first match was, how she got started, and you saw some of her other like amateur footage of wrestling in that, and she really did. I mean, she learned the ropes. She learned, and she never thought in a million years that she'd be in the WWE.
Yeah, she got in NXT and she went from there.
And then she got in the main roster, and it was behind the scenes of her first appearance on Raw, or no, SmackDown.
Yeah.
And afterwards, she came out, and she's in the back, and she's like crying. And her brother and sister came in. She goes, "I did it, I'm here," and it was really heartwarming. It was really good. They got another one with Luke Harper.
Yeah, Luke is He looks
way. Hi,
whoa,
back.
That was weird.
That was weird. Ghost. But no, the Luke Harper one was cool, and he looked way different than what he did.
Well, see, I watched him back when he was way back when he was in the Indies.
It's awesome, and there was a reason his name wasn't Luke; it was something else. But
MC something.
But if you take the beard off, he looks like Jason Lee.
Yeah.
From Mallrats and My Name is Earl, and he looks just
Alvin
like
the Chipmunks.
Dave Seville.
Yeah.
From Alvin and the Chipmunks, which other than the third movie, I actually enjoy those films, but that's.
Well, the last match was a tag team, a straight up tag team match.
Straight up
between Constable Corbin with Kevin Owens versus Finn Balor and Monster in the Bank, Braun Strowman. It was a good match. I gave it 4 stars. Corbin and Owens won the match. It was very good. I liked the way they did it. Corbin hit the end of days on Balor. So it's still, I like the way it ended.
Oh yeah, and don't forget, leading up to it, backstage, Braun Strowman said, "I'm just here protecting my friend Finn Balor."
Yeah, my little friend, my little buddy.
My little buddy.
And
I love the
so
dynamic.
Now, my stepdad and everybody else in my household thinks that that loss with Finn and Strowman, they think that Strowman is going to maybe destroy Balor sometime later on.
He already has.
Just
The
give
way
them a push.
with Balor and Braun, the fact that Balor's able to hang with him,
That's
get
something.
his
Years or so since this happened.
it's because the Golden Boy won't show up to
And,
wrestle.
we'll get to that. We'll get to the Golden Boy. Don't get me started on the Golden Boy. But Balor has never ever gotten a rematch.
No.
And here's the thing: they're gonna build that up. They're gonna build it up. Whoever has the title at the time, they're like, okay, we're gonna give you a rematch. And it's gonna be a fucking squash match. They're not gonna even give him a chance with the title. And that's a guy who should have a chance with the title. He's amazing. What do they say every week when they come out? He's an amazing guy who does amazing things.
As long as they don't bring that demon stuff out again.
I like the demon.
The demon is pretty cool.
I like
It
the
was cool in NXT on the main roster.
But on the main roster, he needs to be part of the club.
Okay, going on to SmackDown. Becky Lynch is finally getting the push.
Finally.
She beat Billie Kay from the Iconics, and I almost cried because I love the Iconics.
The Iconics are a Bella's ripoff.
I gave this a 4-star.
They are.
No.
No, they
No.
are.
They are not a ripoff.
Well, no,
because the Iconics can wrestle.
Do you know who the Iconics actually remind me of? And we're bringing up a lot of TNA. They remind me of the Beautiful People.
Yeah, Angelina Love and
Angelina
Velvet
Love
Sky.
and Velvet Sky, yeah.
No, the Iconics are amazing. For one, they can wrestle.
No, I didn't
Two,
say I
they
didn't
can
like
cut a-
them. I
they
didn't
can
say I
cut a
didn't like
promo.
them. I didn't say I didn't like them. I do like
And
the Iconics.
they got a bonus. They're Australian.
That's the bonus hotness right there. What I'd like to see happen, and what I wanted to see happen when the Bellas showed up, I'm hoping they start this with the Iconics. I would like to see a women's tag team division
It's gonna
with
happen.
women's tag titles.
It's gonna happen.
I've wanted that for a long time.
But
Weren't
Becky
there at
Lynch.
some point 2 separate Divas titles a long time ago?
Whoa! A what?
I swear I
A
thought I
what?
saw 2 separate Divas titles.
What's a
I know.
diva?
What's a
Shut
diva?
up. I know.
What's a
But-
diva?
Women's title. Why is it
Formerly-
called Total Divas then?
That's them. Because when women get around each other, they're divas. Ask my wife. She's a diva.
But wasn't there 2 Divas titles at one time? With one was pink and one was mostly pink and silver, and the other one was mostly silver with pink.
No.
No.
I swear
Back
I've
in
seen
the
it.
back in the 80s, there was a women's tag team title.
I remember.
I don't remember
I
that.
distinctly
Yeah, there
remember
was.
when
I
I
remember
first
that.
started
Will
watching
and Young
again around
made
WWE?
2009.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
remember
it was WWWE.
that.
Or
That
WWF.
was years then.
That was
That
in
was
the
before
80s.
Hogan even
That was in
became
the 80s.
Hogan.
Yeah, that was in the 80s.
So.
And then they had women's tag team titles with Fabulous Moolah and all that.
Yeah. Well, we need to bring that back. So I think that.
Okay, but Becky Lynch got a clean win, made her tap out with the disarmer. Next up, Sanity finally made their debut on SmackDown
Oh, there we go.
against the Usos. So how do you think that went?
Not good for the Sanity.
Nope. No contest because Sanity destroyed them.
Oh wow. Now I say oh wow because
Wait, did they
I know Eric.
destroy
Young-
them as in
Oh.
WWE's standards, or just flat out demolished them and made Usos
So
look?
they're actually planning on doing something with Eric Young in this group.
With Killian Day and Alexander Wolf, yes. They straight up, you know why you play on video games and you get like Ryu versus some no-name Street Fighter, like in the first Street Fighter game?
Right.
Yeah, just like that.
So and then you place it as your opponent is played by player 2, but there is no player 2.
Yeah.
So you just
Killian
Beat the hell
Dane is amazing. The Beast from Belfast, but they straight up, they tore the penitentiary down.
nice.
It was great. Next up was a rematch from the kickoff show of the Bludgeon Brothers versus the Club.
How'd that go?
Bludgeon Brothers won again. Which, whatever.
I know.
Then came everybody's wish. Finally came true.
Can we get before we start the wish? I just want to say real quick, while we're on the tag team conversation, I'm loving the B team.
I love the B team. Yes, I can't wait for that match.
Those of you who
Brother
don't know,
versus brother.
those who don't know who the B team is, it is Kurt Hawkins.
No.
Curtis Axel.
There you go.
I'm not with it today. Curtis Axel, who again I'm going to go right in and saying I'm really upset that they haven't gotten him. He hasn't gotten his due. But
yeah.
And Bo Dallas, who of course, as we know, is the real life brother of Bray Wyatt, and
they're facing them for the tag team titles.
Brother against brother, right there. It's the title. So
and the bad part is they actually on Raw. We're going back to Raw now. They actually cut a promo as Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. And Bo was making fun of his brother because he dressed up like his brother. It was amazing.
I would have liked to have seen Bo Dallas as part of the Wyatt family, though.
It was great. Curtis, when they're in the promo, they're like, "What do we do? What do we do?" And they just kind of sunk down out of the camera, real slow. They pulled the Drax from Infinity War. I can do. If I stand still long enough, you won't see me.
So there we go. That's
going to the wish.
I just wanted to go and say I love the B team right now. They're awesome.
As we said before, I'm saying they're doing a feud between Jeff Hardy and Nakamura. I see Nakamura taking the title off of Jeff Hardy. Yeah. But we are not getting Jeff Hardy versus Nakamura.
Are they doing Brother Nero?
We are getting Willow.
Will the Wisp
versus Nakamura.
Oh.
They did a cross of Willow and Brother Nero.
And that was, those again who don't know, we're going back to TNA. Will the Wisp was Jeff Hardy's other alter ego. It was Jeff Hardy, Will the Wisp, and then he briefly went back to Jeff Hardy when he fought Matt Hardy.
And got thrown in the Lake of Tranquility.
And then, which ended up getting turned into the Lake of Resurrection.
Yeah.
And WWE, but then he came back and he became Brother Nero.
But he is a cross between Willow and Brother Nero because he has the stuff that looks like Jeff Hardy stuff, like Willow stuff, but he's got the pure white eyes.
Love it.
And I'm like, yes, finally.
I love it.
But that was not the wish. That was just something that was just setting up for it. The main event was a gauntlet match.
I actually missed a good SmackDown.
Yeah, we had a gauntlet match to decide the number one contender for AJ Styles' title, which started off with Daniel Bryan and Big E. Amazing. Did you see this?
Yes.
That was, oh my gosh. That shows that everybody in the New Day can make it on their own.
Oh yeah. I didn't know that. I mean,
just the fact, the way he did, Big E was throwing stuff like, I forgot how good he was.
I know.
I forgot how good he was.
It's been a while.
That's because it's been a while for Big E. Xavier doesn't really do a whole lot by himself, but he can hold his own.
Oh, yeah.
With how long he's been around, you can never forget all of his tricks that he does for Royal Rumble.
Well, some of my favorite Kofi matches was against him and Orton. Those were amazing matches.
It's like, well, with Xavier Woods, I've been watching him since he was Apollo Creed over in TNA. That was his man.
I remember Apollo Creed. Yes.
That was awesome. Came with that big old fro with the American tights.
Yes.
Amazing. I love that gimmick. But Daniel Bryan ended up getting the pinfall over Big E with the flying knee.
Yep.
Next to come out was Samoa Joe. Joe ripped him apart.
Joe's gonna kill you.
It looked like Joe was gonna kill him. Joe had him outside the ring in the coquina clutch. Daniel somehow broke out of the coquina clutch at 9 and rolled in, and Joe got counted out.
Nice.
Then the Bludgeon Brothers showed up. Did their double powerbomb on Daniel Bryan because of an altercation between Daniel Bryan and them.
Earlier on, I'm assuming.
Early on, coming down to start the match off. So now Daniel Bryan in the next pay-per-view's got to find a tag team partner, which will probably be somebody, I don't know. Big Cass.
Oh, wait, can't do that.
To go against the Bludgeon Brothers.
They're going to do a surprise tag team partner. Enzo Amore.
No, he won't come back.
I know that.
The Miz ended up coming out, capitalizing, hit the skull-crushing finale on him, pending. So, the Miz is standing out there like, oh, yeah. And then Aiden English comes out, fresh off of Money in the Bank, with all the Chicago gear on. Greatest thing on. When you see Aiden English... You didn't see Aiden English come out?
I haven't seen Aiden English in a while.
Wait a minute, isn't Aiden English from Chicago?
Yes, he is. He came out, had all the Chicago gear on. It was amazing.
And he was or is friends with the Miz. He's I'm sorry, Rusev.
Yeah.
Rusev.
Oh.
He's still with Rusev. Came out.
Rusev Day.
Rusev Day. But Rusev comes out. Great. It ended great. Ended perfect. Rusev got the accolade on him. Rusev broke him.
Rusev crush.
We are getting AJ Styles versus Rusev.
Oh man, that triple accolade the other night.
The triple accolade was amazing. He put who did he get in it? He got Kofi, Miz, and was it Balor or Rude?
I think it was Rude.
In a triple accolade. It was amazing.
No, Rude broke it.
Rude broke it, so it was Balor.
Yeah.
He got the versus
second.
AJ Styles. I believe it's July 18th.
18. All right.
So, but
Let's talk about the douchebag who's went out.
He's not a real man.
Before
He's
anybody
too afraid to fight everybody.
Before anybody says anything about his title reign,
it's not
his record. It's not a record.
He's basically an 80s record.
First off, he's not holding the same title Punk held.
No.
Punk still holds that title, or holds that record.
I don't think he's a champion. I really don't believe he's a champion.
I don't think of him as a champion.
No, he still sees himself as a UFC or MMA champion.
He's a guy who has a shiny belt that looks like our championship title.
Yeah.
The only reason why, with his feuds with Reigns, I was rooting for Reigns, because at least the belt would be on somebody who's going to be there every week at every pay-per-view.
You know what? Going back to the Greatest Royal Rumble, Reigns won that match.
He did win that match. I watched that match.
But
I watched it live.
The thing is, Lesnar was supposed to hit first.
Yeah.
And that's what the referee was told to do, and that's what the referee did.
And Lesnar is a guy who, when he first showed up, and he was the pay-per-view guy.
Yeah.
I was okay with that.
At least he showed up at every pay-per-view.
He showed up at every pay-per-view. He was fun to watch. And he's still fun, though. He's not really. Now, the last couple pay-per-views, he's actually been boring.
The past year,
hell.
Crap.
But then they put the title on him. I was like, okay, he's got the title. You know, I figured
for a while.
I figured that him having the title for a few pay-per-views would be all right. But then he's got the title every pay-per-view and only every pay-per-view. You wouldn't. And at least we had Heyman on Raw every week. Now we don't even have Heyman on Raw.
Well, when was the last time we seen Brock Lesnar?
We haven't had Brock Lesnar on there since
April.
Has it been April?
Since WrestleMania, we have not seen him.
Well, no, there was the greatest Royal Rumble.
I'm talking about an actual real pay-per-view, not a special. We have not seen him since WrestleMania.
What about one of the side pay-per-views?
Nope.
Him and Reigns had.
Nope.
No, that was at WrestleMania because Reigns had lost.
Was there a pay-per-view he was at after the greatest Royal Rumble?
Nope.
Really? I thought there was.
Nope. There has not been.
Okay.
He's basically, all he is just a placeholder right now.
But he's also too scared because
honestly,
he's going to lose his title. That's why he's not showing up.
And honestly, he's not showing up because he has these special privileges written in his contract, where he only has to show up so many times a year.
But what I see happening with, they're having at Extreme Rules, they're having a 6-man match. Right now we only know 2 people, which is Bobby Lashley and Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns, yeah.
The winner of that faces Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam.
Which, by the way, SummerSlam is, correct me if I'm wrong, yeah, I was going to say, isn't it like 3 or 4 pay-per-views away?
Yeah.
So we're going to have 3 or 4 pay-per-views still without the Raw champion.
No, it's...
well, we got Extreme Rules.
In July, and then no, there's only one a month now.
Oh, that's right, they combine them.
Yeah,
now.
there's only one a month. So Extreme Rules and then SummerSlam. So, and then we got Survivor Series after that.
Okay.
Later on. But what I see happening is Bobby Lashley and Roman Reigns winning, the match ending with Brock Lesnar retaining, and Brock coming out and
cashing the Money in the Bank.
Cashing it. Because it's going to be the one time he can actually get him.
Well, I think.
Officially,
I think if Braun and Lesnar had a straight up match from opening bell to ending bell, I think Braun could freaking take out Lesnar.
They did. They did. You know what? I hate this word. I hate this word in wrestling. Jobber. I hate that word. They're enhancement. No, nobody jobs.
There are jobbers.
No. They're enhancement.
Okay,
no,
enhancement.
That J word is horrible.
Okay.
I hate that word. But they made him drop to 1 F5. The guy who flipped ambulances and ate a garbage truck.
Yeah. Yeah.
1 F5? Really? It's like with all them great matches he's had. This is why people say Roman Reigns sucks. Look at the matches him and Braun have had.
I see Rollins winning and coming in number one contender.
Yeah.
I see Rollins. That's why he dropped the title.
Yeah.
And I see Rollins facing Lesnar, losing to Lesnar, like you say. Lesnar's going to lose his next title match, and then Braun coming in and cashing it.
Mm-hmm.
And then Lesnar's going to be able to do whatever the hell he wants till
go back to UFC
until Rumble and Mania. Because let's face it, we're going to see him again.
I hope not.
No.
I'm done.
I think there may be one more match for rematch against Braun. He'll lose.
He's not going to take a clean loss. You know he's not going to take a clean loss.
Well, somebody will come down and injure him, and that'll be how they get rid of Lesnar for however.
But yeah, it's going to be Braun. Braun, I'm telling you, Braun's going to get a hold of him and go straight stiff on him.
But you want to talk about somebody who's overhyped. It's Lesnar.
Oh yeah, super.
And that's only because of his privileges that he has.
The way it is, the fan base for him has dropped.
It has.
Like since he won the title from Goldberg, it dropped. Like it bottomed out.
People liked Goldberg when he had the title. It was something different. It was something new.
And it's like with Goldberg, they could have gave that. That's when Finn should have won the
title.
title.
Goldberg was at least there.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't just a pay-per-view guy.
Yeah.
He may not have defended it on Raw now, but he was there.
At least he showed up.
It wasn't every Raw. Maybe every other Raw, or maybe every three. But he still showed up.
He was there for the fans. He was there to make appearances.
He was there for his kid. I mean, even if Lesnar doesn't wrestle and defend the title, can you at least show up and make an appearance? Be behind your talker.
Nope.
Be behind. I mean, at least do that. At least make a damn appearance. I mean, nobody gives a damn about him.
Nobody cares about him. Nobody cares about that title.
Somebody as powerful as Braun Strowman right now, being both number one contender and current holder of the contract, that automatically makes him number one contender. So no one else can muck it up for him.
And another thing that bothers me
Lesnar's afraid.
Another thing that bothers me is I'm a Heyman guy. I've always been a Heyman guy. I've been a Heyman guy since he was...
we know you're a Heyman guy. You've modeled your hair after him.
I did.
You know what? I'm not a Heyman guy.
I Paulie Dangerously was one of my...
Yes, Paulie, yes. I'm a Paulie guy.
And I get it. Heyman and Lesnar is like peanut butter and jelly. You always have to have those two together. When Heyman turned on Lesnar and went with Big Show was horrible. I get it. And at least have Heyman out there talking or something.
Well, Heyman's got it. He already wants to stop being out there. He wants to stay behind the scenes, which I'm not against.
I'm not against that either. But here's the problem: you're tarnishing the title.
That's my main problem with it.
You're losing. I mean, you've already lost a lot of fans. You're losing more fans on a weekly basis. The ratings have shown this.
Well, just look at my review of Raw.
The highest ratings they've had are when Ronda Rousey's on there.
Yeah, and that's sad.
And so this should tell you something. You need the title changed hands.
Yeah.
You need the title on somebody who's going to be there weekly. If not, until then, you need the spokesperson. You need Heyman out there going, I'm the advocate, and
how much more are you going to push somebody that never shows up?
You need to do something. You need to do something.
You need to force Brock Lesnar rewrite his contract with him.
And they're not going
to come back at least.
They're not going to. That's what I'm saying. They're going to have
pay-per-view.
They're going to make him come back at SummerSlam, and Braun's cashing in. That's going to be his only shot to cash in. And if they make Braun sell.
Well, other than Night of Champions later this year, he wouldn't have another chance until then.
I know. I'm done. I'm telling you right now, I am done if they make Braun sell to Lesnar with cashing in Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Because there's only been like 2 or 3 unsuccessful ones.
2. Baron Corbin's one of them, and somebody else was also.
Sheamus.
It was Sheamus.
Yeah.
No, John Cena. So there was 3.
Cena? Oh, there was Cena, yeah.
Cena announced it to Punk a week beforehand. And Punk beat him clean.
And those were some of my favorite Cena matches. I'm not a Cena guy.
I love Cena.
But with Cena and CM Punk, his matches were great. They were all great.
I got to see them wrestle live in Springfield.
I wish I could have done it.
It was great.
So there's our issues with Lesnar. I think there's a lot of people's issues with Lesnar.
There are a lot of people with issues with Lesnar, and the company punished one of their employees for speaking out against it and telling them how it was.
That was scripted.
No, it wasn't.
It was scripted.
I guarantee that was Roman finally snapping.
No, that was in fact scripted. Because that's why I say his promos have gotten better.
The reason I can say it wasn't scripted because he didn't smile a single time when he said that.
But here's the thing: they did go back and investigate that like the next night, and they did say this was scripted. They told him because they made him say what every fan is thinking,
and that's the way Roman should be. It's like you want to get over the crowd, speak the mind.
So that's I mean, was it scripted? Yes, it was scripted, but was it truth? It was very much the truth.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't make me like Reigns anymore, but.
Oh, you know what? I still like Roman. I'm not a huge fanboy of him, but I like his work.
I like Roman. I like his work. I don't like the fact he's being pushed on us.
See, like when he had his matches with Braun, top tier matches. When Braun launched that chair like this.
Oh yeah.
The way he sold that chair shot, it was amazing. His matches with Braun up here. His matches with Lesnar, and it's because he's trying to carry Lesnar. Because Lesnar does not want to be there.
He just wants to check.
That's the problem.
He just wants to check. That WrestleMania match was horrible.
Yep. It's like you look at that one compared to the other one where Rollins cashed in. Totally different matches.
Compare the matches where Lesnar came back to now.
Well,
you could see his
came back with Triple H and Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
Those were great.
And even when he got when he was first done with UFC.
Yeah.
When he was done with UFC and he came back. Even those matches were good matches. He put on a performance. And then you go like the last, I'm willing to say last couple of years, his matches have sucked.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like you go back and look when him and Roman first fought at WrestleMania in Orlando, and Rollins cashed in.
Yeah,
that was a
great
good
match.
That was one of his last. That was one of his
last. And then you look
matches.
at the WrestleMania match they had this past
year later. Yeah,
it was horrible. It was trash.
It was because Roman was at his peak the first time they met.
Well, here's the thing.
Had it.
Lesnar, I believe Lesnar was scheduled to lose that match because he didn't have a contract.
Yeah, he was ready to go.
He was ready to leave, and then Vince goes, "Well, here's another contract with some more days off."
And that's why Roman flipped out.
And he was like, "Sure."
That's why Roman finally lost it.
Here's another contract with more money and more days off.
Where you don't, and that's why when that following Mondays when Reigns came out and said, "You know what? This is the stupidest thing ever." And like you got the guys here working, not getting paid, to have this transitional champion.
Yeah.
And that's the key word for my word for Lesnar. Transitional champion.
Yeah.
You're just a placeholder, dude. That's all you are. You ain't no
here's the
record setter or nothing like that.
He doesn't need to be a placeholder because we've already established how many people deserve the champion.
There's so many people on the roster that deserve the title.
Strowman, Balor, Rollins.
I would rather Kurt Hawkins have the title.
It would be.
You know what? I kind of wouldn't mind seeing that.
That would be awesome. He's on a losing streak. He wins one match, but every match that he defends it is by disqualification or count out. But he still stays the champion.
And he's there every week.
That would be great. Comes out with that walking stick. Awesome. Have $1 Million Man come out and push him.
Oh, jeez. Well,
I wouldn't even mind seeing The Miz as Universal Champion, though, either.
Well, he's on SmackDown.
He may be on SmackDown, but still, he needs to be a champion.
Now, if you want money in now here's the
he also needs to lose the ego.
You're forgetting one thing here.
Nope, it's for your show only.
Is it for your show? Because it didn't used to be.
No, it's for your show only.
Okay, so once again, Michael Cole screwed up.
Yeah.
So I specifically remember hearing Cole say, you can cash that in on any brand.
No, it's for their show, their roster that they're on.
That's why there was
that's why there was Raw. All right, well then Cole screwed up again.
Because if that had been the case, she could have cashed in on Alexa could have cashed in on Asuka and Carmella.
Yeah.
Which is why I wanted Lana to win, because I knew if Carmella won, she was going to cash in.
But here's the thing, Lana can't wrestle either.
What? You shut your mouth.
Lana's getting better.
Is she?
She's getting
Last time I saw
much
Lana,
better. Although her dancing needs work.
Oh, jeez, yes.
Lana's just iconic.
Please, Lana, don't dance.
Lana's just iconic.
Baby girl, please don't dance. It's horrible. Please don't. No more Cabbage Patch, please. Don't be dabbing. No dabbing. Whatever. No dabbing.
Don't even do it.
Yeah, that's stupid. Please, baby girl.
Anybody.
Alright. Well, this has been
Dylan.
And
Billy.
And the logical one, John Wise. So, thank you for tuning in to the first episode of This is Wrestling School. The Logic presents Wrestling School.
And we plan on going live on Sundays?
Live on Sundays.
Except for on pay-per-view Sundays.
Well, we'll do pre-shows.
We'll hash all that out later.
But I think 3 o'clock is a reasonable time frame.
Yeah, 3 o'clock to 4:30 would be a great time period.
So there we go. Make sure you catch us every Sunday, 3 o'clock, even for pre-shows.
Yep.
And, yeah, we'll catch you next week. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good one, folks.
Yeah. Undisputed Era.